Hello, my name is Emma Martin, and this is my oral presentation for Communications 1. Hope you enjoy. The title I gave for my research project: Where did real childhood go? Are they trapped in a digital world? While the digital world and AI are becoming essential tools for learning, communication, and entertainment for children, the excessive use causes a serious concern when it comes to child development. Although technology can be helpful, their overuse is replacing essential social interaction with others and negatively affects children's mental health, cognitive development, and physical well being. Children just don't seem to be children anymore. Laughter and play once were found, where the digital world has replaced the innocence, joy, and wonder. So, why I chose this topic, you ask? As someone who has worked with children since I was 13 years old to present, I have watched the shift and impact devices have had on children over these short 7 years. How toys, imagination, valuing nature all faded away. More people need to discuss this negativity, how it has really become a digital babysitter. After doing further research, I have discovered how much of a negative impact it has had on a child's development, their mental health, social emotional development, and physical well being, not to mention the exposure to inappropriate content and cyberbullying. My strengths and progress. I was very passionate about this debate and wanted to do a lot of research to make sure that my bias didn't affect my research essay. I found a lot of evidence to suggest that it is harmful to child development. I drew clear connections based on my evidence through my extensive research that showed the negative impact on their development. The challenges I encountered and my overall weaknesses. It was hard to take everything I learned and shrink that research into just 1,000 words for my essay portion. There was a lot of different topics that I barely scratched the surface on. It is hard for a sensitive topic like this not to have an insulting or accusatory tone. This was challenging to keep my feelings based on my experience, comparing the decline in childhood development from my own childhood to today's children. After researching my results supporting negative impacts of technology in the early years, my findings were social. There was strong evidence that digital screen time and the decline of social and interpersonal skills, such as face to face conversations, limits their ability to build necessary social skills and develop empathy that will benefit them in social settings and future interactions with others to build and maintain healthy relationships. Mental and physical health risks. Overuse of technology in children staying indoors on digital devices limits risky outdoor play and physical activity. This increases the risk of diabetes, obesity, and the lack of self regulation. Could lead to even sleep deprivation and overall physical developmental problems in children. Cognitive delays. There is strong evidence which points to technology in early childhood leads to undeveloped brains and leads to learning outcomes, lack of attention in children who need constant stimulation to be entertained. A strong, thought provoking quote: Early learning is easiest, most enriching, and most efficient developmentally when experienced live, interactively, and in real time and space, and with real people. This strongly emphasizes the main point about the importance of real world face to face interaction in children development, supports arguments about screen time's negative impact in childhood. When reflecting about future workplaces, this research showed me how interpersonal skills start in the formative years, and these same skills that children are lacking in are needed in the future workplace to be successful. Skills like face to face and eye to eye communication, listening to one another, and actively engaging in conversations. This essay shows me how the digital world is really changing the future and what the workplace might look like in the future without this human interaction. In conclusion, technology should only be a small blip in a child's development. Nothing can replace hands on inquiries, real life play, and children socializing with one another. Nothing beats risky outdoor play, jumping in mud puddles, building sandcastles, and skimming their knees while learning to ride a bike. Children's play should be prioritized around social, physical, and cognitive play experiences to help enrich and develop the whole child to their greatest potential. It is clear that technology, particularly personal handheld devices, should be used in moderation, and alternative forms of interaction and learning should be encouraged to protect children's overall well being before they are trapped in this digital world forever, leaving real childhood experiences behind. Thank you so much for your attention and listening to my research topic.